Little Wonders of the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches and Palm Beach County, the best way to experience Florida.
Today we're in Delray Beach, Florida, and right across the beach is the Sandoway Discovery Center. Hey Evan, how are you?
Hi Gemma, how's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for visiting Sandoway Discovery Center. Can't wait to show you around, see all the animals, and check it all out.
Yeah, let's go.
Awesome. So actually, these are some of our aquatic turtles. All the animals that we have here are either injured wildlife or surrendered pets. Some of our animals like Maggie the gopher tortoise or Chomp the alligator, all were found abandoned in the wild and need our help, so we have them here. Otherwise, like these turtles, someone's pet, they didn't want them anymore, and we take them in to give them a nice home. So this is Rusty. Rusty is a red rat snake. They call him that because obviously he's red and he eats rats. But Rusty is our education animal. He meets all of our visiting school groups every day of the week. He's super friendly, a native snake to Florida.
He's so cute.
Oh yeah.
What else do you have going on in here?
This is our reptile amphibian room. So besides Rusty, we have Chomp, our little rescue baby alligator.
Oh.
We're kind of her foster home until she gets big enough to go to a preserve with all the rest of her kind.
Where did you guys find her?
I believe she came from Orlando. They found the baby gator without a mom, and at that size, baby gators need a mother to protect them. So we're just kind of keeping her here until she's a little bit larger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How long have you guys had Rusty?
Rusty's been here about 12 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a full-grown adult, was someone's pet at one point, and they realized they couldn't handle
His
a
tongue
reptile.
feels so cool.
But a lot of people confuse them for rattlesnakes because they have that checkered pattern.
Yeah.
So we talk to people here about why it's important to know the animals, they balance the ecosystem, they're all here for a reason. And we get them introduced to Rusty. We have crocodiles in Florida. The only spot though is really far south in Miami. But sometimes every now and then they get lost. The American crocodile is found only spotted in North America in Florida, but they're throughout Central and South America. So this is our invertebrate touch tank. We have a bunch of different sea animals from all over the ocean here. Probably one of my favorite is the chocolate chip sea star.
Wow.
You can probably tell why they call it that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And what's interesting is they have 5 eyes, one at the end of each of their arms. But
Really?
they can only sense whether things are light or dark. So one thing about sea stars is they have an amazing power of regeneration. If they were to lose an arm, it would grow back. But more impressive, if they were to be cut in half by a predator, both halves have the potential to grow back. So you would get 2 sea stars. This is another cool one. This is a pencil sea urchin. As you can see, they call it that because it looks like it sticks like a pencil.
Oh yeah.
And we actually keep them in here, but they're herbivores. So they eat algae that grows along the glass in the tank. So every now and then I'll move them to other tanks so they literally will clean the windows for me.
Isn't that its mouth right there?
The mouth is right on the bottom. And they got 5 teeth called Aristotle's lantern, and they just use it to scrape algae off the rocks and the sand.
Wow.
Pretty much the window washers of the tank.
So what do we have in here?
So this is our coral reef tank. We have stony and soft corals that represent the coral reefs surrounding Florida, and a bunch of the reef fish that live in them around the world. 2 of my favorite fish, however, are the black and white striped cardinal fish. Actually, they have babies when they're in this tank, and the little ones use these sea urchins to live between the spines in order to survive and give them a habitat. And then, of course, the clownfish.
So cute.
That's Frank and Rosie.
Oh.
That's their condo, the big CB anemone. But this is just a really cool tank because not everyone realizes that everything in here is a living creature. The corals are alive, they have mouths, they have stomachs, some of them even have eyes. This is our shell gallery. It's collected by Albert and Ann Becker, and they were just 2 people, husband and wife, that traveled around the entire world and literally collected all these shells.
So all of these are from them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Their travels,
gosh,
whether
there's
it's from
so
different
many.
countries, locally, some really rare ones too, but it's just an amazing exhibit that shows people the diversity of our ocean. And what's amazing is even though all these shells look so different, they have different like colors, different patterns, they're all made of the same material, a rock called limestone.
They're all made from limestone, really?
It's a mystery how these animals were able to get everything perfect, the spacing,
oh my gosh,
the patterns.
Yeah.
So this map shows you where they got their shells from. Albert and Ann Becker, they traveled everywhere across the world, whether it was in New Zealand, Siberia. Like you pointed out, they even went and got a shell from Antarctica.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes.
Look at these conchs. These are huge.
One of my favorite things to talk about is actually how the shell grows. So this is the oldest part of a shell, and this is the youngest part. As the snail grows, it just wraps around itself, getting bigger and bigger.
Wow.
In fact, every line, if you think of like a tree ring, that could be a growth year. So this snail could be well over 100 years old.
Wow.
These are our nurse sharks. They are about maybe 7 to 12 years old, and they look hungry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this nice big piece of fish, I'm gonna toss it in like this, and
Wow.
they slurp it up. And that's how these guys got their name, because they slurp in their food like a baby nursing on a bottle.
Come on, guys, get it.
And we got 3 different ones in here. We have boy, boy, girl. The largest one is the girl. She's about 12 years old.
Really?
The other ones are around 8.
Are the females usually bigger?
In sharks, yes. In
Really?
reptiles. Some animals, it's the males that are bigger, but sharks, yes.
I didn't know that.
And what's really cool about these guys is these used to be pets. These 2 were kept by a fisherman who caught them and kept them for a few years. And this guy actually came from the hotel down the street. They have a big tank in their bar and grill until he got too big, and they donated him to us. We actually work out a game of catch if I can get him to notice it. There we go. You want to toss a piece in?
Yeah, sure.
It's a piece of shrimp. You can get close. Literally just drop it right in front of their nose.
Look at he was like, what? I love the little noise that they make.
Oh yes.
And these are totally harmless, aren't they?
The nurse sharks are considered non-aggressive. They still have teeth like all the sharks
Right.
do, but since they don't feed on large animals, when I go in this pool to work in here or work on their exhibit, they leave me alone because I will never look like food to this type of shark.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is why sharks bite to begin with. There is no such thing as a man-eating shark. We're just not meant to be in the ocean, so they get confused.
Yeah.
So it's important to respect sharks, not to fear them.
They bite out of curiosity, don't
Exactly.
they? Yeah.
They don't get a guidebook to land animals.
And what are their little thingies?
Those are their
Sticking out?
barbels. Think of them, they're whiskers, but think of them as taste buds, tongues. So they
Oh.
feel around using them to sense what they're looking for in dark and muddy water between rock crevices. And if they find an animal that they like, they can just vacuum them out.
Nice.
So it gathers information.
Is that what that noise is when they
The slurping.
feed? Oh,
Mainly because air is getting in their mouth. If that was underwater, it would be boring.
right. And tell me about this little bit, well, not little, big pufferfish.
That is Mrs. Bubbles. She is maximum size for an Atlantic spotted porcupine puffer. She was someone's pet. She came here about half that size, and she's just well taken care of, and just an awesome
She's
addition to our
eating
family.
good.
Oh yes, everyone falls for the puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, I know. They
She
can't
has
fool
the
you.
sharpest teeth in this tank. When I go in here, that's the one that worries me.
Really?
She's got enough teeth to crack oyster rock. I
Oh
wouldn't
my
want to tangle with
God.
her.
And does she bother you when you go in, or?
She's incredibly smart. She does follow me around because she knows that I have the food.
Right.
The sharks relate the stairs to food. That's why they come over here
I see.
when it's feeding time. But she's smart enough that she knows that humans bring the food.
Right.
We actually, just for fun, gave her a maze to figure out how to get through, and in 3 days she was swimming through the maze to get
Oh
food
my
and
God.
a reward at the end. It's amazing, the ocean. There's so many different creatures out there,
Right.
different intelligence, different ways they live. It's just a wonderful place to study and just to grow up around.